Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with another movie reaction. We are watching Casino Royale. This is the 2006 version starring Daniel Craig. I know there's another Casino Royale from 1967, but that's not the one we're watching. And yeah, I've never seen a James Bond film before, which might blow some of your minds. But yeah, just something, it wasn't something my parents checked out, and so I didn't watch it as a kid, and I just never got around to it. But what I did do was I was in orchestra when I was in high school, and I played the violin, and we played the James Bond theme for one of our performances. So I know generally what James Bond is about. It's 007, License to Kill. He's a spy going around England or other places in Europe, doing missions, stuff like that, spy stuff. So looking forward to it. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, we're going to get started.
Stop touching your ear.
Sorry? Put your hand down.
Yeah, that's super obvious. This partner of his is kind of terrible. Ooh. Isn't he supposed to be more discreet as a spy? Oh, did that guy just fall to his death? Oh. Oh! Where do you think you can go from here? That is terrifying. Oh. Rolled a little too far. Holy crap. Damn. He just bust through. Oh man. Thought you needed him alive.
I give him 00 status and he celebrates by shooting up an embassy. Is the man deranged? And where the hell is he?
Hey, isn't that the guy from Game of Thrones? Robb Stark's uncle? Who took over a grain mill or something? Edmure Tully. Cause as much commotion as possible. He's like a magician. Look over here and do something else over here.
If that was for luck, you're 2 hours late.
Wow.
That's my car. One bet?
Trip Kings. Trip Aces. Yeah! Gonna steal your girl too. I was just joking. He totally stole his girl within like 5 minutes.
I'm also afraid you will sleep with me in order to get to him.
How afraid?
Not enough to stop. He's on the last flight to Miami.
No, for one.
For one? Oh, he's chasing him down. Aww.
I believe it is something very special what we see here.
No. He keeps getting seen. Oh. Holy crap! Oh, he saw it! Ooh, knee to the face. He what? Oh! Damn. What?
I'm the money. If you lose, our government will have directly financed terrorism. I will be keeping my eye on our government's money and off your perfectly formed house.
You noticed.
You noticed.
Accountants have imagination.
Is that a tell or is that a fake tell?
The full house to Monsieur Le Chiffre.
Ooh. It's an early hand. He got it on the river.
We've now been playing for 4 hours. It's time for a short break.
4
You
hours.
play in 1 hour.
I've never been at a table that long because I play with idiots, including myself. We just lose all our money real fast.
I'm sorry.
Oh!
I will take a hand for this betrayal. But a word of protest should find a new boyfriend.
Probably, yeah. Oh no! He saw the. Oh. He pulled out the sword. Oh! Oh, those are fancy chips. What the heck?
It's the tale. He is bluffing.
Fake bluff.
I'm all in. You have a better chance. I'll stake you.
Oh.
Fold.
What? What is he purging? I don't know what to do in this situation.
Stay calm. You'll be dead within 2 minutes unless you do exactly what I tell you. Push the red button now, Bond.
Malfunction? Oh my god. It tells you one thing though. He was afraid of him. Otherwise, why poison him?
You okay?
You okay?
I'm sorry. That last hand nearly killed me.
Being all dramatic.
A higher full house.
Oh. Damn.
Flush. For you. Thank you very much.
Tipped him 500 grand.
I think something is driving you. And I think I'll never find out what that is.
The death of the death. It's a death necklace, right? Whoa! Holy hell.
I'm afraid your friend Mathis is really my friend Mathis.
Damn. Did they strip him naked so he can poop in the hole? I don't understand. Oh. Oh. Oh, never mind.
Miss Lynn will give me the account. I got the ledge. Would you mind?
Oh my god.
No! To the right! To the right! To the right! You are a funny man, Mr. Bond. Yeah! Ah! Ah! Now the whole world's gonna know that you died scratching my balls.
Well, I'll feed you what you seem not to value.
Wow. He really did die scratching his balls. My balls. Will they be okay?
I can't resist waking you. Every time I do, you look at me as if you haven't seen me in years. It makes me feel reborn.
If you'd just been born, wouldn't you be naked?
You have me there.
V. E. S. P. E. R.
Wait.
Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen.
What was it? Why does she look the way she looks? Can she be trusted? For a second I thought she betrayed him. I was like, what? How far does this go?
Does everyone have a towel?
Everyone except you. I wonder if that's why I love you.
You love me.
Enough to quit and float around the world with you until one of us has to find an honest job.
There are 4 more movies, so he's not out.
Is that enough for you? I'll see you back here in half an hour.
I have a lovely man from the Treasury here, wondering if you're ever going to deposit the winnings.
On my way to the bank right now.
Damn.
Mr. Mandel.
I kill!
Allow me.
Oh. Ooh, building's coming down. Oh, bye money. She's still in there. Oh. Still trying to save her.
I'm sorry, James.
Oh, now you got it open?
They were very much in love. He was kidnapped by the organization behind Le Chiffre, and they blackmailed her, threatening to kill him unless she cooperated. She made a deal to spare your life in exchange for the money. I'm sure she hoped they would let her live. But she must have known she was going to her death.
She just gave him the last clue.
Who is this?
That was a loud ass sniper rifle blast thing shot. Oh my god.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Damn. So what a great fun movie. Like, I expected some good action, but the overall narrative was really interesting too, and there's this cool factor that kind of permeates throughout the film. It starts with the black and white scene at the beginning, and then there's the intro credits that are really, really cool. Speaking of the credits, I mentioned while they were rolling that I used to watch the show called Castle. It's about a mystery novelist who starts shadowing the NYPD for research, but it turns out he was inspired to write by the novel Casino Royale, and I loved that show and his character played by Nathan Fillion, so it was really cool to see a movie adaptation of what inspired him, given how much I love that show. But yeah, this movie, It was a lot of fun. It did make me feel really old because, like, 2006, we didn't see a single smartphone in the film. People were still using CDs. I haven't used a CD since probably back then. I was like 14 or 15 at the time. But yeah, that starting at the beginning of the film, that guy 007 had to work with was like he had a thing in his earpiece. He was just like this the entire time. Like, could he not be more obvious? Like, I've never been a spy, but that like seems like common sense, and in TV shows and movies, people do that way too often. And he like turned his head toward the suspect with his hand in his ear. Yeah, he basically disappeared when the chase started, and we never saw him again because he couldn't keep pace with Bond or that parkouring guy. But yeah, that chase scene through Madagascar was a lot of fun. Bond isn't exactly the most discreet spy either. He drove like a freaking bulldozer or front loader. I'm not sure which one it was to get to that guy. It was just like making as much noise as possible, and then climbing so freaking high through the air. One little slip and they'd be dead. That was really, really fun to watch. And yeah, running through the rest of the construction area, that guy like vaulting over a lot of different things, and Bond like busting through the drywall. That was a lot of fun. But then yeah, Bond follows him into the Nambatu embassy and kills him. You want to cause an international conflict? That is one way to do it, but like, yeesh, they wanted him alive for a reason. And he had a bomb in his backpack, supposedly. So I don't understand. I don't know what the right choice was there, but Bond made that choice right there, and was still able to find the person they were looking for anyway. And yeah, I said earlier he was making a lot of noise, but to be fair, the whole op was messed up because of the guy with the fingers in his ear. And the rest of the film causes a lot of more noise as well, but always as like good distractions, crashing the car into the divider and hitting all the other cars so that everyone else is focused elsewhere while he makes his move the other way. It's kind of like a magician, right? Like, have everyone focus somewhere over here while you do like a sleight of hand thing. I can't do magic, so I'm just like telling you what's happening. Yeah, just do something over here, focus somewhere else, focus over here while I do something over here. And yeah, he's very good at thinking on the fly. I loved watching him figure out ways to catch up to that bomb maker who was just parkouring everywhere, able to make up stories to get information he wants, which he's a spy, so that's his job, obviously, but yeah, he just exudes a level of cool the entire time he does it, and he does it also calmly. Like, you never really see him panic, which is really interesting to see as well. You see... yeah, like, he's never out of breath even after like sprinting full speed, and even when he was, I think the closest he ever came to like showing emotion on his face was when he was driving that truck after that guy bailed and at the airport, and he was like I can't even, there was like it was almost no emotion, but there was like he was like trying to steer, and it was really funny. In retrospect, during the moment I was like, holy crap, is it about to crash? But yeah, he does get seen a few too many times, once at the body exhibit and then once at the airport. I feel like I don't know. There has to be a better way to not get caught. But yeah, he wins the first card game against Demetrios, takes his car. Also, he can have this interaction with his wife Solange, who's like getting hot and heavy they're getting hot and heavy only to leave her once he gets the information he needs about where Demetrius is going. I feel bad for her because she's just living this life with her husband, and he's like mistreating her and being so emotionally distant and cruel, honestly. And then because Bond kills Demetrius, people come to torture her for information, and she winds up dead, and like nobody cares because yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, I think it's Vesper Lynd later who makes the observation that women are just like objects or tools to him, which rings really true, especially given how removed he is from the fact that Solange is dead. But that changes over the course of the film, I guess. Specifically with Vesper Lynd, I don't know how this changes his viewpoint of women in the future. Probably not much, because yeah, Vesper probably is special to him, and that's why he treats her like not an object, but I have a feeling he's going to in the future with other women. Mads Mikkelsen is really intimidating. He has he has that face, right, of a villain, like kind of like a Carl fucking Tanner of Jin Alley, similar to Marty on The Expanse. Yeah, like those two are the same actor. They're just like made to be villains. Their faces are made to be villains. But yeah, his portrayal of Le Chiffre was really good. His story, like buying shorts of stocks so that he knows will go tits up. So when his terrorist buddies attack it, he makes a lot of money. Like, what an evil thing to do! You fund terrorism and make money off of it. Ugh, man. Meanwhile, Dame Judi Dench was also really good in this film. Originally wanted to feed Bond to foreign officials for murdering the bomb maker. Or she said she would, just to, I don't know, put him off balance. But I don't think he ever bought it. He seems to have her number and understand her a lot. But yeah, it turns out he has his own way around to continuing the mission, and it's what she expected anyway. We also saw Edmure Tully, I don't know his actual name. He was around assisting her. And yeah, the ridiculousness of the hands that Bond comes up upon during this movie in poker were really, really funny though. To the point where it's like kind of predictable. I was like, Demetrius has trip kings, trip aces, yeah. Someone has a flush, I'm like, full house, straight flush. Ugh. It's like, it's really ridiculous, but at the same time, like very entertaining. Like, I've played forever and I've never had a straight flush, and it comes down to luck. And a lot of these hands, I mean, they play for 4 hours, so I guess they played for 4 hours before they went on their first break, so I guess I can give it a little bit of a pass that a straight flush, but the fact that a straight flush ended the whole entire tournament is something else. That was really interesting. And I also loved how Vesper Lynd and Mathis were like off in the background, like explaining the rules of poker and like talking about, oh, he's bluffing, like as if the audience doesn't know. They're just like trying to explain it to people who don't have experience with poker, which I appreciate. But it was also pretty obvious what they were doing for the audience. But yeah, Le Chiffre's tell wound up being for real. It's just that Vesper Lynd tipped him off about it at some point, I guess. But we thought it was Mathis for a bit. He even said that your friend Mathis is my friend Mathis. It still could have been Mathis. There could have been both of them could have been spies. But we don't know by the end of the film. I don't know if Mathis will show up in the future, if we'll be able to trust him then. But yeah, I thought all along that Le Chiffre was like fake bluffing, but apparently not. He only faked bluffed once. Vesper Lynd or Mathis tipped him off. So I thought from the beginning he was like planting a tell, but that wasn't the case. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't have made too much sense given that he didn't know. I mean, he was bluffing, but he didn't. I don't know. There was. Never mind. It's too complicated to get into. And then the other agent, the CIA agent, wound up bankrolling Bond after Bond loses, falls prey to that fake tell. And yeah, the CIA agent recognized how good Bond was and was like bleeding him chips himself. And then after all that, after winning everything, Vesper gets taken to draw Bond out so that they can capture him and torture him for the transfer code. And yeah, that part was a little confusing to me, like very confusing actually. I was like, they're cutting a hole in the chair. I was like, and then they stripped Bond naked. I was like, is he just gonna be there for a long time? And they cut the hole so that he has somewhere he can poop through the chair and like pee through the chair. But no, he was the rope, the rope with the knot at the end. Oh, that was painful to watch. Yeah, at first I couldn't figure out what type of torture this was gonna be. Bond with I have an itch on my balls, and then you're gonna die. Everyone's gonna know you died scratching my balls. That was really funny. No, to the right. But yeah, the people that Le Chiffre owed money to break in, kill him, leave Bond and Vesper alive. And Bond just basically recovers and they kind of fall in love. And it went on for a little. There were a few moments where I was like, something's up with Vesper. Something's up. But then they cut like differently to it, and I was like, oh, maybe not. But at some point I was just like, okay, this movie would have been over by now if there wasn't more to it. Because yeah, they were just going on. Most movies don't tend to focus so much on the happy ending part unless yeah, most movies don't wind up focusing on the happy ending part that much. So yeah, he gets betrayed. It turns out that she was in love with someone who they took hostage specifically so that they could get the money from Le Chiffre. And yeah, she winds up dying. I don't know when she got into that elevator, but she got stuck there, and the whole building came down. Bond seems like he felt betrayed, but he still loved her, and I don't know. Turns out he didn't die that night with Le Chiffre because she made a deal. But yeah, she wound up dying. Everybody wound up dying. Bond went down. She actually left the last note for Bond that said Mr. White, the man behind everything. And the last scene is Bond. That was a really loud rifle shot. It was just like boom, right in his knee, and he fell to the ground. And yeah, last moment of the film, Bond, James Bond. I don't know. I haven't seen any James Bond films before, but like that, I know like people introduce themselves specifically like last name and then first name, last name like that because of this movie, I'm guessing. And yeah, I love they didn't play the theme, James Bond theme, all that often throughout the film, but at the end, I think that was it. And yeah, overall, enjoy this film a lot. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, if you guys want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. I don't think I'm going to do the next movie next month in March, but I will do April, May, June. And then No Time to Die should come out in July, I believe, on DVD or digital. It's not even out in theaters yet, though. Looking forward to all of those. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.